What's up, YouTube? Back with another motivational, inspirational video. Today's topic is going to be more informational and more like a thoughtful video where you have to use your own thoughts to kind of come to a conclusion where we all will come to the same page, if or not. That's up to you, depending on where you stand on the issue. And today I'm talking about what is choice? What is choice, and do you have freedom? So this is a topic that came to me just by observing different circumstances and scenarios that's playing out right now in society, following mandates, following the vaccine, and then also like just day to day life, like your day to day life, as far as how we know of it and how it's changing. Everything's changing in front of our eyes, and the biggest question you can ask yourself is: do you have freedom to make the choice for yourself, or are the choices being made for you, and you're just living out a simulation of those choices from someone else or influenced by someone else? And I want to use a reference from Nike, who's sent it's an article that Nike sent out emails to their employees that whoever's not vaccinated by January 15th are going to be terminated. Their employment is terminated due to them not following policy. Now, obviously, like you want to have a job and you know, you want to be able to pay your bills. Like you want to keep your job, but at the same time, but if you have your beliefs where you're like, I don't, I'm pro choice. I don't want to have to take a vaccine. I don't feel secure in. I don't know much about. I don't feel like it's going to be efficient to my health. I don't think it's going to do much. And even myself, I get a lot of questions. Like I tell people, like, yeah, I'm pro choice. I don't believe in it because I don't believe in it. That's my choice. I don't have to. Like, that's the whole freedom of choice. Like, that's the freedom of, I got free will. I can, if I'm wrong or right, I have freedom of choice. And people make it out to be like, oh, but other people's safety is like, but other people ain't worried about my belly being full. Other people don't worry about you being full. Other people don't worry about your safety like that. I can go outside, and get shot, what I mean, being a black person, and they're gonna like look down for a second and be sad, but they're not about to like really be out here hurting. So it's like people do it out of selfishness, but they try to mask it as, oh, we're doing it for everybody else, and you're just doing it for yourself and everybody else. So like I've had conversations with people who really say, well, you're gonna die. Like we're gonna die anyway. And in fact, tomorrow's not even promised. Every 15 seconds someone dies in this earth, in this world. So it's like to say that like it's all because of this or that, and it's like it's just constant like people don't understand. It's like they're trying to control you with fear, and I think like it's good to have your voice to be heard. Like you already deal with like the hypocrisy of like how society works. Like you look around, like you have homelessness everywhere, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about none of that. It's because they don't want you to know what's really going on, the real play at stake. They're not talking about the real issues. They put a whole bunch of budget into homelessness for LA and California, and that's not going nowhere. That's not going nowhere. That's not even making a dent. And why is it not making a dent? You're telling me they put all these millions of dollars in it, it's not making a dent. Why is that? How can you say you're gonna fix a ship, but the ship is still sinking after you've already got bought new wood, new everything for the boat, and it's still sinking? That don't make sense. So it says a lot that, they press a lot on one issue, but they don't press on other issue that's way more important to society and how it runs and how it works, and like how it's fundamental to the future of society. And it's like I get these questions from people who are they're not really thought out. Like they just like in their like concerns are like, it's like you look at these people's concerns like just say the real thing. Just say like you admire a person who can stand up for a choice. You know what I'm saying? Because without risk, what are you doing? Without risk, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing that a lot of people are gonna have hard times accepting. Like without what do you do if you just accept fear? What happens when you just accept fear? Your life become a lot more gentle. You understand that the risk that comes along with being who you are and what you do, like it's nothing, you know. But at the same time, I understand it. You know, we all have our self need to be, you know, safe for ourselves and for our families. I get it, but you know, we still deserve to have freedom, you know. And I just see this is a trend. Like Nike just started a trend now. So what's gonna happen is there's already a shortage of like workers everywhere, right? So this is gonna be a trend. A lot of people are gonna be it's gonna be an exodus where people are gonna be like, okay, so we'll have less people in the workforce, you know, which is gonna be even more evident that they're gonna go more automation. So gonna be more people using more companies using robots to do their tasks. So you're not gonna need humans to do it. It's gonna be more robots. What else? Uh, what else? Also, they're gonna start doing. There's an article because just like in LA, in Oakland, they're gonna have people. It's gonna be required to have a vaccine to show your vaccine before you can eat inside. But if you're going takeout to the bathroom or delivery, you don't have to have the vaccine card, which I don't get it. That didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But I get it because it's like I think I don't get that. I didn't really understand that because if you're in a pandemic and there's people coming inside the store, either way, how's that gonna stop the spread? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're already walking inside to pick up your order. You're already walking inside to pick up a delivery, and you're already walking inside to use the bathroom. So how is just because the people who are gonna eat inside, that's gonna make a big difference? Like, it's just the reasoning and the thought behind all this stuff. It just kind of seems like it's designed for a certain reason, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like, what reason do you have to kind of like implement a mandate like that, where it's like it's not very clear on why it's moving in that direction, you know? So, I was just really kind of shocked by that one. Anyway, yeah, I just want to talk about this topic because I think it's important because it's kind of like something that's gonna be in the future now. It's gonna be like we're gonna see a lot of things change right now, and it's already a shortage in the supply. So shelves in the stores are looking kind of brim, like just dry, and then also you have a shortage of staff. You know, it's like it's a great awakening, I believe. Like people are waking up and they're like, why am I going to a job when they're not even nobody's talking about the real shit. Nobody's talking about inflation is at like almost 20%. You know what I'm saying? Like they say it's 7, but really, come on, like if you add up everything that's going up, it's way higher. Like they're really like the way it works is like you need working people to be able to sustain their life so they can keep working. Like you can't if I'm going to work and I'm not even able to sustain my life, why am I working for? Like for real, like why am I working? Like this shit is ridiculous. Like I can't do nothing in life. Like you might as well have me in a third world country because I'm working for peanuts. Like it's like kind of to a place where like you're almost working for peanuts and you're trying to like scrape by and like you're dangling debt over yourself because you don't make enough, so you're borrowing. But you're looking back at it, all these companies, all these other companies that's trying to make you force you a mandate, they're not gonna pay you more because you comply with their policy. They're not gonna give you no extra scratch, like no extra guada. You know what I'm saying? No extra guap, Buddha, nothing. They're not giving you no extra anything. They're not trying to be. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's really like really kind of crazy to me how like they're gonna try to like portray like you follow the policy and we're gonna take care of you. No, it's like follow the policy, you keep your job, and that's like, come on, like really like. And if you think about it, what you are is like, you just like your passive income for these like for rich millionaires and their families. Like they got rich, their family stays rich, the kids never have to work. The rich stays rich, the poor gets poorer. So people are waking up to that. Like, wait a minute, you're rich. You should better pay me more just to help me sustain my life. Like I get it. They're like, oh, it's about productivity and how much you product, how much you produce for us. But at the same time, it's like we're producing a lot because your company is still running, and I think I deserve a lot more just to like sustain my life because inflation. They don't see inflation because they move their money around and they get breaks. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't they just hand out you a break? You know? But no, they give you the bare minimum where it keeps you. content in doing what you need to do, right? So I want people to understand. Like, hope you hear this and you wake up and you're like, hey, I understand what's going on, and you're not sitting there getting played. 'Cause that's what's going on. Like, they just want to play you and try to think you're just ignorant. It's not obvious to you that somebody's getting the shorthanded stick, and then thinking you're just gonna be okay with it and bend over and just take it all the time. It's like, nah, like, So if you are pro-choice and you don't follow, the majority, that's great for you. Like, stand up for yourself. Tell people all the time, stand up for yourself. If you're the big dog, tell them I'm the big dog. People ain't gonna like it. Of course they're not gonna like it. Because they know in their heart they won't do what it takes to be the big dog. They're gonna follow suit, whatever their girlfriend wants them to do, whatever their spouse wants them to do. They're gonna do it. They're not gonna stand up. I had a whole scenario where, I stood up and then what happened? I got the hot end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And I came out of it. I wasn't like, I was worried, but I stopped myself from, standing up for myself when it was time. I ain't gonna lie. I let some things go, let things slide, because it's like I feel like it's more important to choose your battles. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to fight a war, you choose your battles. You're not supposed to jump at everything someone says or do. You know what I mean? You most important thing you do is you observe. You observe is the most important thing you can do, because then that tells you the right moment to strike, the right timing for everything. Like, it helps you understand the gravity of the situation. You know what I'm saying? The gratitude of how much gratitude you got for the people around you, because you know when to let people go and when to keep them around. So I'm really grateful for this person. So I think I should be more patient, be more humble. But some people are just like they like take, 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 take. So you're like, nah, I gotta let this person go. I think it's time to cut ties, or like distance myself or separate myself from the pack, because they don't understand that like I'm being very patient, I'm being humble, and they don't care about none of that. So I think that's very important, and just understand it. Like, life is very simple when you kind of put it in simple ways. And yeah, you shouldn't count anyone to make you happy. Always try to find your own happiness, and just always stick to what you know. And yeah, thanks for listening. It's a short video. Just like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below, and understand, like, think about the question I asked you. Like, what is choice, and do you have freedom? Because that's a big question, and that's a big uh, question I have an answer to. I need an answer to, because I know what I'm thinking, but I want to know what other people are thinking, because I'm just like curious. Like, do people see the games that's being played? Like, first they hand out stimulus checks, and then they start like then inflation hits hard. Like, it's like it's like if they would have just been honest with people and just be like, hey, like, here, we're gonna give you this money because what we see in the coming in the future, it's gonna be like high cost of everything. So then people could have been like, all right, take this money, make some smart moves, be smart about it, you know, and shit like that. But no, we didn't get to that point. So uh, now people are, I'm pretty sure people are hurting. I just can't, I can't really pinpoint exact areas, but I know it's like credit card, mortgages, rent. People are hurting. People have families and they're hurting because like this like we have the economy that's not really supporting the mass. It's really supporting like that minority. And I think that's where we kind of lack our foresight to think that the future doesn't need a brighter or more support. I think that's something that even myself, I know that like if you're coming up in the next 20 to 30 to 40 years, it's going to be like more servitude for select individuals. And I think that's something that people don't understand is going to happen soon. Like, people don't understand that you're not going to have freedom of to own anything. You're not going to have much wiggle room to get sick or um, take a vacation or do things for your family, or support other people in your family, or what I mean. So more servitude, more handouts, and not enough room for your happiness. It's gonna be more for like what you can do for the minority, and they're gonna have more control over the majority, which I think that's the goal. I think overall the goal is to put themselves in a position where you need them so much that you can't speak out, or you can't uprise against them. And and I'm being honest. I think that's where it's going. I think that's the overall goal, because I think that's been a plan in effect for a long time, because they understand that once you wake up, you lose more control over them, and they're gonna do things that's gonna tear down everything, and then they can't have that. They can't have you tear down everything. They can't have that, because then that way they're gonna lose their power and their esteem, and it's gonna ruin everything. For their families, their kids, their future generations. Because that's what it's about. It's about, they're gonna these like baby boomers. They're gonna be out, so they're really setting up their kin to have a future. And that's how it's always been. If you look back in time, it's always been the same thing. They're passing the ball, passing the ball, passing the ball, passing the ball, because they want to have a future. They want to see a future, whereas they already had a vision how they want to see the future. And it wasn't for everybody to have a free shot. It was they want to have, they have their win. They want to have the win, even when they're gone. So that's all I had to say. Think about this video, and hopefully I come out with more videos like this. And depending on, like, how I'm feeling and the topics I find important enough to talk about. And then, yeah, have a great day. I'm out. I'm out cautious. Thanks for supporting the channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and like this channel, share it. And yeah, have a great day. Peace out. I'm out.